What is that you fear about aging?
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit scary that people grow apart, and I started to already feel that life becomes more fragile.
So when did the fear of aging really started becoming thought in your head?
Right before turning 25 has become like a small glimpse of
As a child, you're full of possibilities. You could be anything you want to become.
the careless nature of the child. I still have a lot of it in me, and it's so nice.
The best way to kind of overcome fear of aging is accepting how things are and being joyful about it. You have so much time. You just have to be focused, and you need to really prioritize what time and energy you want to put in, and it's gonna be fine. This is an unedited, unscripted discussion about fear of aging. We had a really good time doing it. I hope you enjoy it as well. Feel free to subscribe. It means a lot to me. What is that you fear about aging?
A lot of different things, but I guess through mainly who am I becoming, and have I done enough, have I gotten enough edit points up till now, and if not, what should I focus on further on to I don't know, make the life worth living. Yeah, it becomes more serious. Life becomes more fragile. Time passes, you feel it much more than before.
So you think, as a 28-year-old, you feel that time is passing faster than compared to when you were a teenager?
100%.
And I think, from the way I'm hearing about things, the fear that is coming for you is coming from expectations on how a 28-year-old should be, right?
A lot of that, yeah.
And what would you say is the expectations on a 28-year-old?
Well, it depends. I think for me, it's a lot of my own expectations, and that's not very clear, but there are a bit probably should have this and that. But overall, I think expectations are that you maybe don't have to yet have a family yet, but you should definitely be knowing who you are kind of already. You got your teenagers and you're partying and you're trying to find yourself a lot. I mean, yeah, probably traveling, stuff like that. And so here you are, and you've been dating, and you're having a partner or not, but you should know who you are. Yeah.
So according to you, 28-year-old has the expectations to know who they are, and that is the primary point of fear. So
I don't know if it's 28 exactly, but I feel like for me around now, I feel like I should know who I am. I should be settled and
And would you say that is the only kind of fear as a young person? Or do you have fear about physical nature, how you are changing as time moves?
Yeah, I'm starting getting thoughts. My colleagues, once in a while, I remember one of my colleagues got a gray hair. She found her first. It was a big deal. It's hilarious. I already had a few grays, so I'm fine. But yeah, I feel like I won't lose weight as fast as I could have before. So I need to take care of my both exercise and diet a bit more, and my health. And I'm starting to think about wrinkles. I also was a bit making fun of my friends and colleagues about worrying about getting a few wrinkles, barely visible. But I'm noticing here as well, frowning by the eyebrows. I've been frowning too much. I was not happy. You can also get wrinkles for smiling, in the eyes or whatever. That will come too. But yeah, those things are unreversible, these changes, right? So that permanence of aging is frightening.
So, say, let's go back a little bit back in time. When you were quite young, say as a 8-year-old or 10-year-old, what was your expectations on aging? How was your point of view?
8-year-old, 10-year-old?
Yes.
I didn't have many thoughts about aging by that time. I think I thought adults were boring. I knew I will be an adult, but that was a far future, the way that you see time so differently. Now I feel like I'm going to be 40 in no time. I'm going to be 50 in no time. Back in the day, I thought adulthood, being 20, it's like The distance between Earth and the sun.
And so you were never,
Invincible.
but were you having thoughts about like growing up fast? Like usually this happens. Like when I was younger, I always wanted to grow up faster because of,
A teenager, I think, starts to be maybe not growing up, but like seeming more adult and grown up than your peers. Like that's a bit cool. Also belonging with maybe cooler elder peers and school, whatever.
so as a child and a teenager, they don't really care about, or they don't feel the fear of aging, or you didn't feel it as a teenager or a child, right?
No.
So when did the fear of aging really started becoming a thought in your head?
And it's hard to put exact time, but definitely after passing 20s, maybe 24, 25. I think right before turning 25 has become like a small glimpse of knocking thoughts, a little bit, just a little bit. And then by 25, it feels like getting to 30, and that's a big deal. It's about getting to 30, and that's a big deal. And then, oh, shit, I'm already at this time. I'm already here. Need to get things together. What am I supposed to actually get together exactly?
And what would you say caused that when you were like, say, around 25 or 24?
It is actually the age. Realizing that I'm already at this time, and time is going actually fast. I didn't notice how quickly I came here, and the time starts going faster as well with time with age. So yeah, that contributes. That it feels a bit more hectic to suddenly start adulting.
And would you say like the outside world really contributes to fear of aging? As in, I can make this question a bit more clear. Is the fear of aging really comes because you feel like you're aging, or it comes from outside where people look at you and you have an expectation that, or you have a view like people are going to look you as an older person? So where does that really originate from? Is it outside, is it inside, or what is your point of view on that?
If I understood your question correctly, I think how people see me, I also thought about, for example, if I look older, or and what that would mean, value-wise. Does that make me more boring because I'm so old, or maybe I'm still out of market for dating, whatever, maybe. So you start thinking about these things, but it wasn't like the main. And also, like, if I'm getting older, I'm getting ridiculous. Of course, I care. So when it comes to physical, visual, of course, it's because you care about what others think, how you look, but also because you care about your body, and it felt kind of, limitless. Like it could be, whoever you want, until a certain age, and then after that, it's just gonna go down.
Yeah, I would like to add a point of view into this. I had a talk with one of my friends recently, and he was explaining like, as a child, you're full of possibilities. You could be anything you want to become. But as you age, the possibilities still remain, but you would become nothing as long as you don't pick a possibility in it. So there is a stress that is building up inside people in choosing a possibility, and a majority of people cannot take a possibility, and that stresses them out. And that also adds up to the fear of aging, where you are going to a place where if you don't make choices, there is no more sustainable growth, or you are like kind of stuck somewhere. Have you ever thought about this kind of point of view?
I'm not sure I understood what's your question. What was your point? I'm not sure I understood.
Okay, let me make it.
Can I repeat if I understood correctly?
Yes.
You age, but you can still accomplish and be kind of whoever you want to be, but it's more actually have to do it. That's the main point, wasn't it?
Or it's more like, as a child, you don't see the necessity to take choices. You can do a lot of different kind of choices on a regular day. Whereas as an adult, you feel like you need to make some choices and you need to back it up with action.
Exactly. You're correct. And I agree. It feels like that the careless nature of the child, I still have a lot of it in me, and it's so nice. It feels good to think that everything and anything is possible, and whenever the world ends or whenever my life ends, it's so far away and everything is nice. But the reality hits you with, I guess, both how you look and your physical things. You can injure yourself easier or start getting angry here. You realize you need to make choices if you want to be happy in the future, if you want to ensure yourself happy or healthy or whatever it is that you value. You cannot just wing it anymore. You could wing it till now, but now it's since you
Harder to
it's hard
go around it.
to be blind to it somehow, and now I'm actually really curious. Why can't you be a bit blind to it, even in your, let's say, 30s, 40s? I guess you potentially could, but I guess you already became so responsible because you probably have a mortgage to pay and a job to do and a rent to pay too. So just doing these things is already responsible. So quite many hours a day, you cannot be careless.
And I would say it also comes from outside, where you are more understanding of how people look at you. As a child, I would say you are careless on your view. Maybe as a teenager, you form it a bit more.
As a teenager, I think you care the most about what others think of you. I think as an adult, you start caring not as much. You start caring about what you think of you.
That's a good point. You think much more about you, but you still put yourself somewhere where you would like to feel valuable.
Relative, yeah. You even when you care about what you think of you, it's in relation to things around and values of others and your own and the society. Absolutely.
Okay. Now to the next question. What would you expect from life as you're aging further? What is your expectations on it?
The very word question again. From life itself, I don't know what I expect. I guess I expect good things come to me. I expect my luck to continue living within me and bringing me good things.
I mean, more like from, for example, as an adult, you need to be careful about how you spend. Or
That's your own things, right?
listen. And also, you have to be more thinking about the kind of relationships. For people would be having their own life, they're moving away from you. Health is declining.
Right.
So when I'm trying to ask you what is your expectations about aging, that is what I'm trying to understand. What is your point of view on quite being lonely in this journey towards being old? So what is your point of view on that?
So broad. It's scary, I guess, but still naive enough. It's not 100% scary yet. I think it will be with time. You know, when you're maybe 80, if you reach that place and your relatives are dead, friends are dead. Hopefully, if you have kids, they're not dead yet. But maybe they don't visit you so often and you just drink coffee and look through the window and go shopping and talk too long with the cashier because that's all the social time you have. That's dark.
See, one of the aspects of fear of aging is also that you are born into this group of people who you thought, and most probably they did, care about you a lot. You were the center of the world and you felt as center of the world as well. But then as you age further, your journey becomes more singular, where you are moving away from this group and you need to take more and more choices of your own. You need to take responsibility. You need to learn.
No, can I interrupt? I was thinking just a little bit about, you're talking about moving away from an important group that took choices for you and I'm willing to care of you. I'm thinking also about with age. Now I'm still in the age that's good, but in time, you can start feeling less attractive, less interesting. You're like not in the game anymore. Do you know what I mean?
I do understand.
You're less relevant because you're not in the age that's relevant, kind of thing. Is that the thing, or is that like an idea?
I would say it depends on your point of view of the world. If it's very external point of view, which is very normal, you would see, like for example, you go outside, you see a a big advertising banner, and you will see mostly young people in it, right? And mostly a bit like ripped or
And who they care about. They care about others in similar age, maybe like to a certain age older, because people still think it's cool to be a bit older and still look good or be like smart.
no. What I'm trying to tell you is that is the age group that is naive and would like to pay for products. So the world around you really wants to put that kind of banner compared to a 50-year-old, 55-year-old, because that is the whole idea.
Actually, like old people on fashion magazines and fashion, representing fashion, is becoming bigger now.
It's definitely bigger now.
But it's still maybe definitely not the main customer, not the main, like if you see
People who want to
it's not the main type of age group you're going to see. Yeah.
Because the younger you are more experimental, which makes you a really good product.
And nowadays, actually, kids are buying all these products, such as makeup. I don't know if they buy all of them, but they want it and they ask their parents. So a lot of makeup, I guess, brands and stuff, they don't need to turn to adults anymore or even to teens. They can turn. The main audience is kids, and then the parents get to.
And those are the ones who makes the benefit out of fear of aging. Like all these companies that sells makeup, all these companies that sells medicine to keep you young, they are the ones who really make money out of it. So at least there is a group that actually actively making money out of people's fear. But now, let's come back to the topic. What would you say as aging? What is beneficial of aging? What would you say, like something good happened to you because you are not a teenager anymore?
I mean, if you have your own home and you have your job and you can be responsible, which can be good. You don't have to rely on someone else. You can rely on yourself. Isn't that a great?
So you feel like the more older you get, the freedom you enjoy, the kind of liberation from a group that cared about you but also made you locked to themselves. Is that what you enjoy most about aging?
I wouldn't say the most. I don't know. And I never thought about what the most I enjoy about aging. I wouldn't say I enjoy aging in any way.
That makes sense.
I'm still not there. I don't think I can say I enjoy aging. There are benefits about it. You are more wise. The fear of missing out is less. You can spend time with yourself more and be comfortable. I think that's quite big. Quite good.
I think one of the big advantages is understanding more about the world from a different point of view. For example, like you're saying, if people really think about themselves and the world and self-reflect, I think people become more calmer. As a child, you are constantly exploring and you are like driven by the curiosity, and you can still keep a lot of curiosity when you get older, but we also get a lot of stability. You're standing on your feet and you are taking care of yourself, and you kind of, for example, if you want to go visit somewhere, you don't have to ask anyone to like give you permission to go. It's up to you. You decide what you want to become in life. And I think as an adult, that is very visible, and I like it. That I would say that is the thing that I like most about aging, that I enjoy being my own person without being overly disturbed. So it's a good feeling. But now to the last question: how would you say you can overcome this feeling of fear of aging?
For me, it's not that big. I think it will be much bigger if you are much older, or maybe not much older. I don't know. Maybe it can be bigger.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is that what kind of changes in your behavior would make you accept or anticipate a realistic future?
Okay. So first you need to, like, I guess, be concrete in what is it you're afraid of exactly. And then you work towards the opposite, like to actually, like I would be maybe afraid to maybe gain weight and become a bit weak and hard to move maybe in time, maybe not as agile and like that. So I'll work towards maybe my health. What else can I be afraid of when it comes to aging? being less relevant. Okay, that doesn't matter. Actually, okay, what else do I think?
Relationships, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit scary that people grow apart, and I started to already feel that a lot of people I know are growing apart. I'm growing apart from them. They grow apart from me. Everybody's growing apart. Well, then you're afraid, about losing them, and then you can work on keeping them, make plans, make it concrete. Yeah, so that's how I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I would also say like maybe the whole way to handle it is, and this might sound not like the most intelligent advice out there, but like radically accepting where life is going and making peace with where you are right now and where it's going to go. Because I would say like from the beginning of humankind, people have been aging and dying, right? And this has been happening from the start. So it's not something new. It's just that since you are feeling sometimes like it's happening so fast, I didn't expect to be arriving here this soon, it creates fear. But the best way to kind of overcome fear of aging is accepting how things are and being joyful about it.
You mean accepting the nature?
Accepting the nature and how things work. And
But where it's going, you can still choose.
Yes.
How you're gonna die, maybe not exactly, but you still are in control of today and tomorrow, maybe next 10, 20 years, hopefully. And then you plan for it, right? So if you act and follow your whatever path that you want to, you still have things you want to do. Still, it's not the end yet.
Not the end yet.
Much to do, right?
You have so much time. You just have to be focused, and you need to like really prioritize what time and energy you want to put in where, and it's gonna be fine. So this is the end of the discussion. Thanks a lot for spending your time with the audience and with me. Bye, guys.